Hello, my mathematicians. Today we are looking at Module 20, Lesson 2, Classify and Organize Triangles. Hopefully by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to classify triangles. So spark your learning. The house shown is called an A-frame house. Architects use triangular shapes in many building designs. So it says, group the triangles according to their attributes. So we can look at whether the triangles have right angles, or they're obtuse, or acute. We can also look and see if they have no congruent sides, which would mean they have no sides that are the same. Two congruent sides, or all congruent sides. So if we look at this first one, A, there are no congruent sides, all the sides are different, and it has angles all less than 90 degrees. So this would go here. Then B has two congruent sides and all are less than 90 degrees. So that would go here. C has all three sides that are congruent and all are less than 90 degrees. Then D has a right angle with no sides that are congruent. E has a right angle with two sides that are congruent. F has an obtuse angle here and no sides that are congruent. And G has two sides that are congruent and an obtuse angle. So it goes there. Okay, so build understanding. It says the angles of the roofs on buildings can form many different types of triangles. Complete the tables by classifying the triangles by angle measure and by side lengths. Write acute, greater than 0 degrees, less than 90 degrees, obtuse, greater than 90 degrees, less than 180 degrees, or write equal to 90 degrees. Then write isosceles, scalene, or equilateral. Well, what are scalene, isosceles, and equilateral? Let's come over here. So the triangles can be classified by their angle measures and also by their side lengths. An equilateral triangle has three congruent sides. An isosceles triangle has at least two congruent sides, and a scalene triangle has no congruent sides. So we look at the angle measurements here in this first one. They are all less than 90 degrees. So that means it is an acute triangle. All of the angles or all of the side lengths are different. So it would be scalene. So we look at the angle measures on the next one. They have one right angle, so that means it is a right triangle. And it has two sides that are the same, so that means isosceles. Then we go to the next one. It has all our sides are less than 90 degrees, so it would be acute. And it has three sides that are all the same, So that means it is an equilateral. Then we look at the next one. It has a right angle. And all the sides are different, so does scalene. Come down, we have all of our angles less than 90 degrees, so it is acute. The side lengths, their two are the same, so it's an isosceles. We have one obtuse angle, so this is going to be obtuse. And then all of our angles are different, so it is scalene. Then here we have an obtuse angle, so it is obtuse. And two of the sides are the same, so we have an isosceles. So it says, what do the angles of the right triangles and the obtuse triangles have in common? Well, if you look at our right, you have one right, two acute. One right, two acute. We look at our obtuse, we have one obtuse, two acute. One obtuse, two acute. So, one angle is 90 degrees or more. And the other angle, or other angles, are acute. So is it possible to draw a triangle that is both obtuse and equilateral? No. The only way to have an equilateral triangle is to have an acute angle. All the angles have to be less than 90 degrees for all the side lengths to be the same. So no, for a triangle to have three congruent sides, the angles must be acute. And really that comes down to the fact that if the sides are all congruent, that means the angles are also congruent, and you can't have more than 180 degrees inside of a triangle. So the only equilateral triangles have 60-degree angles. Okay, it says draw and name a triangle with exactly two congruent sides and all angles smaller than a right angle. So we're going to draw this. Do my best. It says name the first attribute of the triangle given. Then draw that part. Well, it says two congruent sides. And the second is all angles are smaller than right angle. And to classify it by its angles and its sides, it would be an acute, isosceles triangle. Because an acute has all angles that are smaller than a right angle, and an isosceles has two congruent sides. So that is all for today's lesson. Hopefully, you are now able to classify triangles. And remember, in order to be a math person, all you have to do is be a person and do math.